Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to Best Ball with Bindles. We are here with a little impromptu Friday night drafters stream. I, if you guys want to jump in with me, I will let you guys do that and tip you off. And yeah, we're gonna play some music in the background. And yeah, might do two drafts. We'll see where the night takes us. But yeah, grab a drink, grab alcoholic or non-alcoholic drink, whatever floats your boat, and let's have a good night. GM. We got Jason Calhoun, regular in here. How's it going, sir? Best Ball Blitz, GM. Is this Fantasy Dog? I think I recognize the dog. Hope your guys' night is going well. Hope you guys had a good week. Definitely a long week for me, so happy to be kind of chilling and getting some drafts in. I do have big news. I will be able to draft underdog drafts very soon. I will, yeah, be able to go to a place where I can do that very soon. So that's very exciting. Star Kindler, GM, D. Latumsky, Al Paul. How's it going, guys? So 1 second. Let me get set up here. So if you guys want to jump in, I'm gonna jump in right now. 8 more in here if you guys want to jump in with me and do a little 20 round draft. But yeah, I'm really excited too to start doing some. I know Gretch has been doing slow draft streams. I know actually I think Legendary Upside, Pat, Karain, and a few other Shady Advice and Sacrilegious did a slow draft stream as well. And yeah, I think it'll be fun to kind of just when I have a few hours, I can just go through it. Chris Mazzoni says, I just picture very soon as being part of a plan to smuggle you secretly over the border to a remote location where you try. Well, I will be doing the Gretch, like literally just crossing the border, entering drafts, and then driving back across. So the border people are probably going to be pretty confused. But I guess it's different border people because one side will be different people. But yeah, really excited for that. And I'm going to try to kind of plan out some like not marathon streams, but like line up some guests. So either pre-record some guest streams and then post them as videos, or just go live and try to get people whatever like 45 minutes to an hour at a time, and just back to back to back like on a weekend when I can kind of do that and have time for that. So yeah, I'm going to let's get some music going here. So yeah, let me know how the music is. I know last time we were talking about whether it was too loud or what's going on. Fantasy Football Garage, GM, brother. Let's see. Oh yeah, I was talking to Fantasy Football Garage about hopping on a stream tonight. So we'll see if you're going live later, Fantasy Football Garage. I would definitely hop in with you. I might have to leave impromptu and go pick up my girlfriend, but yeah. We still need 5 more in here. Be Kurt, what's up? So yeah, I'm really excited to I really like these drafter streams. I don't typically draft by myself a lot just because I haven't been able to draft underdog, so it's usually on stream with guests. But yeah, it's fun to switch it up and kind of just ramble. It's very fun to just I'm leading the stream. Jason Calhoun, you said you're in. We only have 4 more to go, so I was gonna say I could pull up my I'm doing a dynasty auction draft for the first time right now, and it's with Steph Miller from Leg Up and some other people from the community. and it's really interesting. Honestly, I've done, as you guys know, I'm in like 50 dynasty leagues, but they're all just regular snake drafts. So like I feel like I go into a draft, I have a plan, I kind of know what I'm thinking, what players I'm targeting, kind of the structure I'm looking at. But it's really the Wild West. I've never done an auction before, and kind of fucking with my brain a little bit. Mic up, music down a tad. Okay. See, you guys are my producers here, so. Let me know if that's a little bit better. So we still need 4 more. So yeah, while we have a second, let me pull up my, let's see. Okay, so I think I went through this last time as well. So if you guys are, I promise I won't bore you with the dynasty stuff too much, because I know you guys are probably not the dynasty crowd and you're coming here for a stream. But yeah, I was here in the, so I pulled the 112, and it is 3-round reversal. I traded my first round pick to move up from 112 to get Josh Allen. I just feel like Josh Allen was such a cheat code, and I was running really hot for a while and getting 101 and 102 last offseason, not so much recently. But yeah, I mean, I had to move back, but I kind of view it as a big tier between this like beginning of the 3rd round and back here, like getting Trey McBride and Josh Allen versus whatever, probably could have gotten Kyler and then whatever, Neighbors or something. Like I view that it's probably value wise pretty equal, but I'll just take the Josh Allen and Trey McBride. I'm a big elite quarterback and elite tight end stan. So yeah, that's kind of the thinking there. Not like, I don't usually like trading my first round pick. Like that's usually I advise against it, but if it's for Josh Allen, like I'm definitely willing to do that. If it's for an elite quarterback, elite tight end, or whatever, one of Jefferson, Lamb, or Chase, maybe Amon-Ra. I don't have a ton of Amon-Ra, unfortunately, even though I am a Lions fan. So yeah, so Josh Allen, and then Herbert has been falling sometimes to 201, 202, 203, and I'm just perfectly in best ball and in dynasty perfectly comfortable kind of buying the dip on him there. So Josh Allen and Justin Herbert as your quarterbacks, like you don't really have to worry about QB3, but we'll see what happens later on. So yeah, traded my 3rd round to move back to 312. I was eyeing Waddle because I want to get more Waddle, very in on him this year, and didn't go, but perfectly fine taking Trey McBride. I think if I had to bet on who would be the tight end 1 this year, probably Trey McBride or Mark Andrews. Not that I don't like Laporta at cost, but it just feel like, I think in this draft, I don't know where he went. Where did he go? I think he went pretty high. But yeah, he typically goes like almost a full round higher, and I just don't think there's that much of a difference at all. So yeah, Trey McBride, pretty easy click for me there. Then I'm back up at 412 and 51. I really wanted Bowers. I'm trying to up my Bowers, but he did not fall to me. Okay, so we are going into the draft. So we will table the Dynasty Virgin talk for a while. Let's see who is in here with us. We got here on River Rat, which is Jason. I know we had a few other people in the chat. So we did pull the 7 spot. So middle of the draft, and we should get one of probably Amon-Ra or Bijan there, which I'm perfectly happy with both of those. Yeah, and reminder, if you guys aren't used to drafters, it is 20 rounds, it's cumulative scoring, and it is full PPR. So slightly different than Underdog, obviously, but the ADP is actually very similar. So I do think there is some edge there where you can kind of get the guys that are more PPR guys, especially later on. Didn't realize it was a total points format until yesterday. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's not what I'm used to, obviously, being a primarily Underdog drafter, but I like it. It's good to switch it up, and it's good to think through stuff. Music level is better now? Okay, good. Might be very late stream. Sent you some DMs on X. Yeah, I definitely wanted to hop into a stream. It's been a very hectic week. My girlfriend took the bar this week. So yeah, I haven't been good at scheduling stuff, and we'll see how late she's out. She's with her with some of her friends from law school. So just chilling. We got Peter Terranova in here, GM. We got Basketball Guy. He's been killing the streams lately, you guys. If you guys haven't been watching Basketball Guy's content, you're definitely missing out. He talk about like solo streams. Like he is the solo stream king. His information is very good, and he's just entertaining as well. So believe it or not, drafters can be more wide receiver. Yeah, I was gonna say underdog. The environment is even more wide receiver heavy, which is pretty crazy. We got Star Kindler with the ship chasing logo here. We'd love to see that. Yeah, and we do have a promo code for drafters. So if you guys want to draft with me, I might do a second draft. We'll see how's it going, but be sure to use that promo code and they'll deposit match up to $100. So get some free money if you want to join in. All right, so we're gonna be up in a second here. We will get one of Bijan or Amon-Ra. And I was actually thinking through this earlier after watching some streams. I kind of feel like we should be taking Bijan ahead of Amon-Ra, even in PPR. Just because I just think he's so set up for a legendary season. Okay, so yeah, easy money. I prefer Bijan to Breece. But yeah, I just think Bijan is like, I don't, like, obviously if you're just taking him straight up, you'll probably take CMC just because of, like, he's done it before. But Bijan just in that offense with the McAvey tree offensive coordinator, and they have a good O-line, obviously Kirk Cousins. I think they, obviously they're being priced up with Drake London and Bijan. And Pitts I think probably should be going higher, just if, I think everyone's still just scared off the first couple of years, but I just think it's an offense that is really set to explode, and they do have the backstop of Penix. So I don't think Penix is that good, but like, even if Kirk, I don't think he's going to start, so it looks like he's been progressing well off his Achilles injury, but just very good situation, and want to be betting on this insane running back talent. And I think tipping the scales between Bijan and Breece, I just think it's obviously two quarterbacks coming off of Achilles tears, but Aaron Rodgers is older, and he wasn't really that good the last time he did play. Like, he wasn't a great fantasy quarterback, so definitely still could pay off for both Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson, and they do have the backstop of Tyrod Taylor, which definitely does help. But yeah, very into Bijan. I think you can make the case for him. Honestly, I'd probably take Lamb and Jefferson and Tyreek over him, but like, if you take him at 104, like, I'm not gonna think you're crazy. All right, so we are back up. Jonathan Taylor is the top of the queue, but I think I'm gonna go Nico Collins here. I'm just very into Nico. Talking about very good offenses, I think Houston is just set up to absolutely smash. Obviously, CJ Stroud. I don't love his cost, so I would definitely try to push him. I'm not a guy I'm going to take over like a Mahomes or even an A-Rich. I definitely prefer. But if you can get some early Houston pieces, definitely down to stack them up, obviously. And yeah, this is a really fun start. We got Bijan, who could be the RB1, and then Nico Collins. There's more competition with Diggs there, and obviously Dell was hurt last year, but I just think he's super talented, and that offense, they're gonna have a shit ton of pass attempts. And just betting on CJ Stroud progressing even more. I'm very into Nico Collins this year. I definitely would have considered Waddle, but he looks like he went one pick ahead of me here. Of these guys in this tier, kind of after Puka and Gibbs usually go off, I prefer Olave, Waddle, and Nico Collins. Those are like my three guys. So yeah, Black Knight, is that you in the chat here with us? You got a CMC Debo start. That's very, very fun. Star Kindler starting off with the Jefferson and Achane. Let's see who we got Wabi in here with the legged emoji. Yeah, if you guys do want to, I just started a Discord, and I think we only have 12 members so far. It's It's $2.99 a month. Like, absolutely do not have to join. But if you do want to, you can join below. There's a little join button there. It's $2.99 a month. And yeah, super sharp people in there so far. And excited to kind of, whatever, provide you guys some value for that. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do. Like team reviews, we can definitely do some team reviews. Rankings is a very big undertaking, so I'm not sure how I handle that. But definitely on the dynasty side, like if you want me to review your teams or anything like that, definitely can do that as in there as well. And there's also, like I said, a lot of smart people in there as well that can provide you good advice and kind of talk through things with you if you do want to do that. But appreciate you watching regardless. So we do have DK Metcalf, Michael Pittman, Zay Flowers, and Tank Dell here. I think I'm gonna go Zay Flowers here. Let's see, we're at pick 32, or I could go Dell and double stack. Let's go Dell. So pairing up those Houston wide receivers, I just want, like I said before, all those pieces of that Houston offense. And Dell actually was like outperforming Nico when they were both on the field together. So like both those picks, especially Dell at that decreased cost, definitely was considering DK Metcalf there as well. And you can build out a little Seattle thing later on, and it gives you an out to a late Geno, which I do like. But with already taking Nico, definitely leaning towards just building out that Houston and possibly Baltimore, depending on what falls back to us. But yeah, very fun start. We got Jason here in the 10 spot with the Breece Hall at 10, which is a very good price. With Garrett Wilson and AJ Brown going ahead of him, which seems wrong. I think Breece Hall has a very high ceiling, obviously. And then Marvin Harrison falling to 15, which is obvious. Like, there's been a lot of discussion about Marvin Harrison and where his cost, so I'm not going to go into that. And then he goes Derrick Henry at pick 34. So RB heavy early, and I'm sure he will take a wide receiver here to try to catch up. But it is 20 rounds, so you do have a couple more rounds to catch up. Oh, and he goes Breece Hall, and then he gets Josh Allen to pair up for that Week 17 matchup. So yeah, a little bit different than I would usually do it, but it's doable for sure. Okay, so we have Amari Cooper here is the top of the queue. T. Higgins. We could go Lamar and try to see if Andrews falls to us. Let's go T. Higgins. I'm really high on T. Higgins. He was like Devonta Smith goes pick 26 here, and I think an underdog he's going around that turn because a lot of people are trying to push up him and CeeDee Lamb for the Week 17 correlation, or trying to get a Saquon coming back around. But yeah, I just think T. Higgins is underpriced. Like, I think it's just a lot of the holdout stuff and the contract stuff. But if I think the Bengals offense is going to bounce back, and I kind of prefer him to a lot of these guys in this range. Obviously, Amari Cooper and Kirk go a little bit later in underdog, but I just think Higgins is in for a bounce back, and he definitely gives you those spike weeks, and you want pieces of. That's another offense you want pieces of. I think it's just a little bit. People are scared off because of all the injuries and stuff last year, and the kind of just contract FUD and stuff for T. Higgins. So perfectly happy to take him there, and we got our Inca running back. And then 3 very solid receivers that I like. We'll see what comes back around. I was considering Lamar there for the Houston thing, and then seeing if Andrews would fall back around. But I don't really anticipate Andrews falling back around. And then so we see Star Kindler goes Achane and Kyren, which I do like Kyren at its cost. I know some people are kind of scared off by that, but I do like that. And then gets Lamar, and I'm assuming he's going to get Andrews here. So this is a masterclass by Star Kindler here. He's a very sharp drafter. I'm going to have to catch up at wide receiver, but the 20 rounds definitely allows that. And there's wide receivers do go later. And there's some guys you can get later on. So Chris Godwin at pick 50. That is a little bit early for me, but don't mind it. Oh yeah, you're right. This doesn't have 5. So, okay. So, let's see what other starts. We got Black Knight, McCaffrey, Debo, Devonta Smith, Jalen Hurts paired up with Smith, and then Godwin there. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Yeah, total points are right. Denver late appeal. Yeah, I'm down for some backdoor Bo Nix. Yeah, total points. Yeah, my brain's still in underdog mode. That's on me. All right, so we are back up on the clock. We have receivers. Who is here? Calvin Ridley, Deontay. Wow, these wide receivers are going. Running back, Josh Jacobs, Joe Mixon. Tight end, Kyle Pitts. Let's go A-Rich here. We could have taken Stroud, but I just don't necessarily think you need Stroud. And I like A-Rich's upside. I think he could. I'm just very in on the talent. Obviously, we didn't see a ton of it last year, but a lot of very smart people that I've seen across the industry just think Shane Steichen is a very, very, very one of the best offensive coordinators or offensive coaches, and I think they're going to run a shit ton of plays. A-Rich is a better passer than kind of people give him credit for. They kind of think he's just inaccurate, which he's inaccurate in a certain sense, but he actually is a very good downfield passer. So the combination of obviously the rushing upside, we don't really need to talk about that. It's pretty insane, being 255 pounds and being built like Derrick Henry. But then I think the passing upside is pretty damn high, and I just want to be betting on a guy that could pretty much break fantasy. So we have Bijan, who could be the RB1. I think A-Rich definitely has outs to the Jalen Hurts, like QB1-ish type season, and then 3 solid receivers. So yeah, probably receiver coming up here. We do see Rashee Rice. These receivers seem like they're going very early. All right, so James Cook. I definitely don't mind James Cook here. It seems like a very good price for him, especially in PPR. We got Xavier Worthy. We got Evan Engram. We got Brock Bowers. Let's go James Cook. I don't take a lot of James Cook, but he goes earlier on underdog, and he is a pass catcher, and they were very run heavy the second half of the season when they did bring in the new coordinator there. So I think James Cook is a good pick, especially at this cost and it being PPR. I'm fine to scoop up that value, and definitely was considering Deontay. As you guys know, I'm a Deontay stan, but just gonna take the value there, and let's hope we don't get absolutely just crushed at wide receiver. Let's see what happens, but I feel fine enough with those 3 that we have that we can build out stuff later. Is my mic quiet? I can switch back to my other mic if it's not good. It was being kind of weird yesterday as well, so. Jason Calhoun said at the 10 spot that I went Allen with the bet he's the QB1 for the year. I mean, yeah, I think cumulative scoring, like, that raises your floor and ceiling pretty high. And yeah, like talking about my guys that could be finished as RB1 and QB1. Same situation with obviously Josh Allen, who's finished as the QB1 or QB2 for like 3 or 4 different. Ding for you on the clock is definitely not quiet. I can turn that off. Yeah, I don't know how to turn it off. It's fine. Fantasy Football Garage says Cook at 66. Yeah, I'm not even a Cook guy, but that seems like a very good price on him. And then definitely we can hold off on running back for a while and just hammer tight end and wide receiver. Star Kindler says, I'm so effed week 6. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 players on week 6. I mean, doesn't really matter. especially early season. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, that's a beautiful start by Star Kindler here. He's got the Jefferson, McConkey, Addison. Okay, we are back on the clock here. Whew, man, this is rough. Tight end, who do we have? Let's go Keon Coleman. So we're taking two guys I don't usually take. James Cook and Keon Coleman. Keon Coleman, I do think he has an intriguing profile. I'm not 100% sure, obviously, if he's good, but I do think we want to be taking bets on the Buffalo pass catchers. Don't love his ADP, but like we see Jameson Williams going above him, which I don't think that's a good cost at all. I think I was talking about that with one of my guests recently, Deep Plot, on my last stream. But yeah, it's pick 79. I think it was like 12 picks past ADP in this format. I'm fine taking that bet there, and there's another group of big group of wide receivers here that I like, and it is 20 rounds, so we can just attack it through volume. And there's some mid range guys that I feel like we have our three early, and then we can finish it off. Who Hames is saying, I'm getting this feeling 2 of the round 3 through 7 running backs will be the best picks at the end of the season. I mean, yeah, it's like that weird push and pull where like they probably are good picks, and it's so wide receiver, especially on underdog. It's just hard because you don't know which one it's going to be. Like Joe Mixon, is it James Cook? I really like James Cook. I'm not a huge Jacobs guy. He does fall to 60 here, which is perfectly fine cost. But James Cook is a really good bet there. Pacheco goes way earlier in this, and I think that they go pretty much back to back or close to each other on underdog. So fine taking the discount there. But yeah, Pacheco, Cook, Mixon. I don't think Jacobs really, but he definitely could be that guy. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, they're definitely good picks at cost. I don't think they feel super dead zone-y. I think they do have talent and upside, especially like the Buffalo offense and the Chiefs offense, but some of them don't feel great. James Parsons, what's up? What's up? Thoughts on Genty over Jeremiah Smith and Devy? I'm not a big Devy guy. This is my first Devy league, so I don't have a super crazy takes. But let's see. Okay, we are back up here on the clock. Tight end, Jake Ferguson, David Njoku, Sutton. Let's go Sutton. It goes with, I mean, we're not really playing for week 17, but I think Sutton's just a perfectly fine pick at where he goes. He's probably the wide receiver 1, and he's going to get volume. And I think Bo Nix is better than people like perceive him to be. And yeah, we're just trying to catch up at wide receiver a little bit with kind of all those guys I really love going off the board. And yeah, we have 5 now through the first 8 rounds, so we're covered off. We can be a little bit more flexible going forward, and see if we can come back. We don't have a tight end yet, so that's a little rough. But with the 20 rounds, if we need to go 3 later, we definitely can do that, and it would be fine. So we are at Anthony Richardson at quarterback, Bijan Robinson, James Cook, who fell all the way to pick 66, which is very nice in full PPR, Nico Collins, Tank Dell, T. Higgins, Keon Coleman, and then Cortland Sutton. So yeah, I feel pretty good. Obviously, quarterback we can hold off and see, maybe wait super late if we want to. The 20 rounds definitely makes it interesting. You can definitely play around with more 3 QB and 3 tight end, especially 3 QB if you can get them stacked up. We don't have a ton of late options because Houston obviously has Stroud already goes, and Burrow, I'm assuming. Oh, Burrow's still here. We could do that. Yeah, so Genty over Jeremiah Smith. I mean, I think Genty might be the RB1, but I still think I would go Jeremiah Smith. But take that with a huge grain of salt because I am not a Devy guy whatsoever. Absolutely could be any. Yeah, there's a chance everyone is wrong on Rachaad White. Yeah, I don't know. James Parsons says my bold take is Rachaad White greater than Kyren Williams. I mean, I'm just not a Rachaad White guy. I just don't believe in the talent. But if he gets the same role as last year, he absolutely is a great pick at cost. I'm just not sure. Just not sure that I want to bet on someone that I don't really believe in the talent in and just the opportunity. But I guess Kyren is a similar situation. Like I don't think he's that good, but it's just he was in a crazy situation. So yeah, and they did bring in Bucky Irving, which I mean I don't think Bucky Irving, he was like a pretty late pick, so it's not like super scary, but it's more competition than he had last year. So A-Rod said, I just went CMC, HN, Henry out of the gate and was somehow still able to salvage the wide receiver position. I mean, it's hard to do, but you can definitely do it. Okay, so quarterback, we don't need anybody here. Tony Pollard. Let's see. Josh Palmer. Wow, don't love these tight ends. Let's go Tyjae Spears. A little bit early, but I'm just, especially in PPR, I'm super into Tyjae Spears. Just think he's the more explosive back out of the two of Pollard and him. It's not like he's like the backup. I think they're gonna split touches. He had I believe 70 targets last year, and so pass catching upside. I think they are going to be completely different than they were last year. They're going to run a lot more plays, be a lot more pass heavy, and I just want to bet on the more explosive back and the guy who's not. He's a little bit younger. Obviously, he doesn't have an ACL, so that's a little bit scary, but it's his only second year and he's still young, so just going to ride that out. And yeah, really like Spears. Definitely like B-Rob as well in that range. Javonte. There's a lot of good running backs in this range. We don't have a tight end yet, which does not feel great. So our next picks are 114 and 127. So I think if one of these tight ends, if Goddard or Schultz were to fall to us, I think Goddard definitely would be fun. Just as our tight end one here. Running back, I don't mind Javonte here, and then we can get a wide receiver coming back around. Give the man his tight end, yeah. Not a huge Dalton Schultz guy. I don't know. I mean, he's definitely, that's a lot of Houston if we go Dalton Schultz, but it doesn't really matter. Don't forget Taysom as a tight end. That is a very, very good point. I actually missed that last time. He is kind of a cheat code in this, being a tight end, and I wish he was still a tight end on Underdog because it's so fun to take some Taysom Hill and just get a few of those crazy like 20-point spike weeks per season. If in any format where Taysom Hill is a tight end, he is kind of a cheat code. Okay, so Javonte does fall to us. I say we just go Goddard and we could go two tight ends here still at this point. Yeah, I don't usually find myself taking this range of tight ends, the Goddard or Dalton Schultz, but I don't mind Goddard. I think he does have pretty good contingent upside and does allow us to go two tight ends if we want to. It being 20 rounds, it definitely helps. We can just go three and not really worry about it because the third one could be around 20 or something. So so Javonte does go 2 picks after us. Wasn't expecting him to make it back. We have our 3 running backs. 2 have bye week 12, which doesn't really matter. Chase Brown would be interesting here. I think we can, with these 3 running backs, I think we could push our running backs a little bit. So quarterback, we don't really need to do anything here with anyone stacked up. Wide receiver, there's definitely some guys I love here. And then I think we're going to push tight end as well. So I think probably wide receiver, running back. Let's see what Stark Kindler's doing here while we have a moment. So he goes, we saw that pretty fun start he had, and he's just hammering wide receivers, pissing for a little bit. McConkey, Addison, Curtis Samuel, Tyler Lockett, and Brandon Cook. So some dust balls, but I mean, hey, they'll give you some weeks, and just kind of make it up at wide receiver. Definitely makes sense. Don't mind it whatsoever. Okay, so we are up in 2 picks. Tight end Schultz is still here, still right at around his ADP. Running back, I don't love Gus Edwards in full PPR. Just don't think he really provides that much upside in full PPR. It's fine if you need someone. So we are gonna go Josh Downs here. I think especially in PPR, he's a really good pick, even better than an underdog. Don't think he has a super high ceiling, but we just know he's good at football, and we are pairing him up with A-Rich, so kind of betting on the Indianapolis offense. Just he has just whatever, like the offense being good out, and maybe AD Mitchell isn't that guy. And I do think just the play volume is going to be there, and especially in PPR, like I just think he's a very good pick at cost. So we have A-Rich at quarterback, Bijan Robinson, James Cook, Tyjae Spears, Nico Collins, Tank Dell, T. Higgins, Keon Coleman, Courtland Sutton, and Josh Downs, and then at tight end Dallas Goedert. So yeah, I feel like we have flexibility with kind of our picks coming up. I don't feel like we're weak anywhere. Like we got a tight end where at least I feel solid enough. It's like I don't love Dallas Goedert at his cost, but fine, just a fine pick. And then wide receiver, I feel pretty strong with Nico, Dell, and Higgins to start, and then upside shot on Coleman, and then kind of not sexy pick in Sutton, and then Downs, just betting on the talent and betting on the offense, especially pairing him with A-Rich, making a team bet there. So yeah, definitely have some guys I like coming up. There's some good running back picks here. Charbonnet is a guy that I find myself drafting a lot, just kind of ambiguous situation. Bindles, you got Dak fine? Oh, so yeah, what up to Steph? How's it going? We are in I was just talking before at the beginning of the stream that I'm doing my first auction draft, and it's been interesting. I'm gonna be honest. The beginning was kind of wild. I just didn't really know what to expect. Like I've never done one before. I do a shit ton of regular dynasty drafts, but it's a little bit of the Wild West, and I think I'm trying to not I guess I would say my general strategy in dynasty in general is like not paying up for cheap wide receiver, or expensive young wide receivers that I don't think are really going to provide league winning point production. Like it's kind of replaceable. Like I'm just trying to think of an example. Like even like DJ Moore, like he's a fine pick. Okay, let's see. So we are at 6 wide receivers. I think we grab a running back here, and I really like. I think we're gonna go Sharps. I just think he has standalone value, probably being the pass catching back there. And we don't know, it's a new coaching staff, so maybe he has an outside chance. I do think Walker is way more talented as a runner, but Sharps does a lot more stuff that is just like coaches like he's a better pass blocker, he can catch passes, and he just gets the yards that he should get, and he doesn't take bad plays, which is a little bit underrated. So standalone value plus contingency value at this cost. Pick 138 is pretty solid. So yeah, back to the auction draft. Yeah, it's a lot of the players that I wanted got priced up, and so I didn't want to chase them up too much. I did end up getting Bijan, which as we took him in the first round here. I just think he has a pretty crazy outcome available this season, so I'm fine paying up for him. But then I'll probably go pretty light on running back the rest of the draft. Quarterback, I usually go elite quarterback. Like I said, like I took Josh Allen in my other draft, Lamar, Hurts, like try to get one of those top guys. They got really, really priced up, and I just didn't want to keep chasing them. So, I believe I'm going to get Dak. I'm targeting some kind of like cheaper guys to fill out my quarterback room. And then, yeah, wide receiver, I don't really want to pay up, like unless it's like a Jefferson or like a Chase. And there's some other guys, but it's like a lot of them I saw were getting priced up. And so I just will take the production from like, I got Mike Evans, targeting some like Amari Cooper, like Deontay Johnson, like guys where they are at a much depressed cost, but they can provide you whatever 15 points a game, 13 points a game, and just fill out those flexes. I just think that's kind of a cheat code in Dynasty, is just getting those guys that they don't have the EYR, like the expected years remaining, that prices them up, and you're not really getting the production doesn't really pay for what you're actually getting. You're just paying for a young player, and I don't really love doing that. Like they're like Waddle, I like London, Olave, like those guys are fine. But then once you get in kind of that middle tier of like DK Metcalf and stuff, it's like, yeah, it's not really worth it for me personally. And the dynasties every year increase salaries to keep the players with free agent. I believe it's just like an auction to start, and then you just keep your team. So it's just auction to start, I believe. Yeah, Steph says legendary upside with Bijan. Okay, we're back on the clock. So yeah, I'm glad we took a running back, because these running backs are getting kind of wiped out. Quarterback, Herbert does fall all the way to pick 151, so we could just go Herbert. We don't have any stacks or anything. Wide receiver, tight end. Let's go Luke Musgrave for our second tight end here. So yeah, this is kind of like that weird middle range of tight ends that I don't normally find myself taking, but I really do like Musgrave's upside, especially in best ball. Like he was pretty solid to start the year. He got injured. Tucker Kraft came in and produced fine, but now Tucker Kraft is hurt. Musgrave just was super, super athletic, 6'6", 260, and ran like a 4.5 40. Those are the profiles we want to be betting on at tight end. And he was very solid when he was playing. I think the Green Bay offense is one we want to kind of be targeting. We don't know who the guy is going to be, but you're just betting on really touchdowns for a lot of tight ends. And I think betting on the Green Bay offense and just Musgrave kind of being the guy, he's utilized downfield a lot, which is also yeah, profiles you want to chase are athletic tight ends and guys that get targeted downfield, and Musgrave is both of those. And in an offense where we see them kind of taking a leap and hopefully becoming an elite offense moving forward with not one number one guy, or at least we don't know who that guy is yet. So yeah, should be a fun offense, and we could stop at 2 tight ends here with Goddard and Musgrave if we wanted to, and just hammer some wide receivers and running backs. I feel really good about these running backs. And let's see, quarterback. I think we push quarterback as well. Like I don't think we really need to take quarterback here because we don't have any stacks or anything going. So I don't feel the need to really do that. And I feel strong enough about A-Rich, strong enough about Goddard and Musgrave. Running back feel pretty strong. Wide receiver, like I'm probably the weakest out of the positions, but I still feel fine. Okay, so what are we doing here? Running back. Don't really want to handcuff myself there. Bucky Irving. Let's go Bucky Irving. So our 5th running back. I know Gretch, who was on the channel 2 weeks ago now. He thinks just Bucky Irving is mispriced. I know James was saying he was a big fan of Rachaad White. I personally want to bet against Rachaad White anytime I can, and so really, yeah, I don't even love Bucky Irving's profile that much. Definitely good pass catcher, which is interesting because it overlaps kind of with Rashad White. And yeah, I just want to be betting against Rashad White. Honestly, it's not so much a Bucky Irving take, but just as a anti Rashad White take. Um, so we're still at 6 wide receivers, and yeah, it's just kind of flat here at this point. Like Corley and Wandale and Michael Wilson and Bateman and like all these guys are kind of similar to me. So I just wanted to take the running back that I like and just see what falls back to us. We have outs for some later quarterbacks that we can pair up, and maybe we can build out some backdoor stacks as well with some of these receivers. So yeah, it's I like this build so far. It's not how I typically build, but the pockets are a little bit different on drafters than they are on underdog. And so yeah, plays out because I think there's a little bit of like a wide receiver just huge tier here, kind of after Polk and AD Mitchell go, like Thielen, Roman Wilson, Mims, Quentin Johnson, Douglas, like all these guys are, I don't really care who they're all pretty much the same to me. So no point in taking the most expensive one if I don't really need them or they stack or correlate or anything like that. So, Steph got Waddle and Garrett Wilson. Okay, nice. Yeah, I mean those are guys I like. Those are guys I would pay up for sure. Definitely two of my favorites in the second and third round of startup drafts. It was $100 buy-in, 50 per season. Read an article about the league and auction strategy. Actually, yeah. It's definitely an interesting mind game that I'm not used to. I think I'm very knowledgeable about Dynasty in general, but the auction brings a very different element. It's definitely fun. Like it's a different strategy element that gets pushed in there. Okay, so Stark here. He did take Taysom there. Okay, so let's see. Do we have any Michael Wilson, Troy Franklin? We already have. Let's go Michael Wilson. I haven't been taking a ton of him, but he has been getting some hype out of Arizona. I don't really like. I don't think he had a great rookie year, and he didn't have a great profile. But I do like the Arizona offense. I do think they're going to be a pretty high-scoring offense, just kind of with Marvin Harrison, Trey McBride, obviously the two running backs, James Conner and Trey Benson. I think they're going to push the pace a lot, and yeah, I just want to be betting on the offense. So fine taking a shot on Michael Wilson here. Not a guy I typically draft, which I think I've been saying way too much this draft, but yeah, good pick there. So we're at 7 wide receivers, 5 running backs. So we will have to look for a quarterback, and we do have an out to Bo Nix later on. Otherwise, all our quarterbacks went above, so we don't have a lot of late options here. Let's see, is there anybody else we can build out late? Will Levis, we could do Tyler Boyd and Chig. Let's see what else we got going on. Very into Khalil Herbert. It's a very good pick at cost, and he's way past ADP. So if you were to make it to us there, that would be very nice. Rashad Bateman, I do not mind. Troy, okay, so we are back up. So we could go Will Levis and try to pair him up with Boyd later on. Tight end. Don't really find the need to take someone here. I think we're gonna go Khalil Herbert and be done at running back. So we are at 6 running backs. It is 20 rounds. Usually, I feel like if this was underdog, I'd probably be doing 5 running backs with Bijan and Cook early, and then another running back in the top almost 100 there. But yeah, I really like Herbert's upside. I just think he's really good. He may be better than Swift, just straight up. Like Swift is a better pass catcher, but I think as a runner, Herbert is just better. And it's kind of the same thing as the Bucky Irving pick. It's just like people are kind of assuming that Herbert is like the RB3 there, but I just don't want to be betting on Swift. I want to be betting against him, and I don't think Roschon was that good. Like he was kind of behind Bijan, obviously at Texas. Didn't really do anything special last year. And Swift, I think, it's I don't know when it will happen, but he will either get injured or he will do something to miss a pass block or not run to the right hole, and the coaching staff's gonna get pissed at him, or he will get injured. And I think Herbert is just better than Roshan. And I don't know. I mean, who knows? Maybe Herbert just is the goal line back and just whatever, just beats out Swift. I don't think because of the allocation of capital and how much they paid Swift that'll happen. They're gonna try to feed Swift. I just don't believe in Swift as a. He is talented, but it's like this weird thing where like he's talented in ways that like don't really produce fantasy points unless they really utilize him as pass catcher. So okay, so yeah, we can definitely be done with running back if we want to. We will need a quarterback. So Will Levis, and then we could try to pair him with Tyler Boyd. I don't need to do that. We do have the Bo Nix out. Let's see quarterback buys. Is there anything? Bo Nix is week 14 as well, so fuck. That does not play out well. Let's see, wide receiver. Don't have anything else we could stack as well with him. What is my? Okay, let's see what's going on here. Anyone else have little confidence in QJ to have a decency? No, I have zero confidence. You Talk Sports, what's up? Hey Bindles, what's up? Good to see you. Yeah, don't usually do these. This is a weird random time, but yeah, thanks for hopping in. I appreciate it. I have confidence he can't be worse. Oh, then QJ. I mean, that is true, but I'll just play it through the guys that Palmer's fine, and Ladd McConkey could be really good. Let's see. So we're up in one pick. Let's see. Sinnott here. I think we can just push our QB or wide receiver 3. Oh man. Let's just go Derek Carr. It's very we don't have anything, but we could pair with a tight end later on. So we'll see. We could definitely do that. But yeah, kind of locked out at guys at quarterback. Bo Nix is the same bye week, so I at least want to get someone for week 14. And I do think Carr, like, just for cumulative scoring, like, he's just solid enough. It's not gonna really like he'll just give you some solid production as the QB2, and then we can stack on a third guy here as well. And then tight end, Jelani Woods for our Indianapolis thing. What else do we have here? We could go Dulcich. We could go Colby Parkinson. And did Juwan Johnson just go right after us? Okay, sweet. Well, that's the guy who I was targeting. Let's see. Huhaim says there's a chance it's an awful backfield with Swift being first, second down back, Herbert third down back, and Roshan goal line back. I feel like if I was going to guess, it would be more Swift as the third down back, and I guess Roshan. I don't know. Yeah, it could be that. It also could be a weird mix of all of those. Like Herbert could be the goal line back. Herbert could be the third down back, and Swift could be switching, or Roshan. Like, I don't know. I just don't want to be betting on Roshan. I just don't think I think he's just a guy. Herbert, I think, is really talented as a rusher. And Swift is like kind of like a weird blend of like he should be good as a rusher, but he's not because he doesn't hit the right hole. Okay, so let's go Bo Nix. So we do get some stack here with Bo Nix and Cortland Sutton. Yeah, Derek Carr, like, I don't know, it's just kind of not a panic pick, but just like we don't have anything great going on at quarterback and just want someone there, and we're probably going to go 3 QBs anyways, and since we don't have any stacks or anything with any of these later guys with Drake May or JJ McCarthy or Russ or Gardner Minshew. I'll just take the stable Carr production and then whatever. Feel perfectly solid with this quarterback room. Obviously, Richardson being at pick 55 and then two late guys. I'm pretty in on Nix. Just think he's going to start all the games. Brings underrated rushing upside and just can run an offense very well, which is it's not sexy, but especially this late in round 18, I think he's a very good pick. Okay, let's see what's going on here. We got Meatwad in here. Can I call you Meat? What's up, brother? Ryan Kinger, what is my max bench press? Okay, so I played football in college. I used to bench press. The most I've ever done is 19 reps at 225, but that's when I was like 250 pounds. I actually don't bench press now. I just do like other chest exercises because I always end up hurting myself, and I don't know. I just don't feel the need to bench press. I can do a lot on some other stuff, but not shoulder press. I can do 85s for 12 reps, but yeah, I don't bench press. So. The meat has arrived. Some gnarly quarterback strats by some. Yeah, it's been a weird quarterback draft. Like I just feel like, I feel good about my running back room though. Are we gonna talk about the bench press? Yes, we just did. Cheap quarterbacks are goated. Yeah, I mean I don't want to go all, like 3 cheap quarterbacks, but if you go one early and then one elite or just whatever in the top like. Honestly, down through like the Herbert range, you can go 2 if you really want to. But the 20 rounds, like I lean just going 3 and just because you can, unless you feel really weak at a position. So I think our last 2 picks, obviously we're done at quarterback, done at running back. So wide receivers here. We could go Greg Dortch and do another Arizona thing. A.T. Perry does stack up with Derek Carr, but I'm not a big A.T. Perry guy. Do we have anything else? Let's go Greg Dortch. I think in PPR, like he actually has. If you look back at his box score, I know he's been getting some hype on Twitter recently, but he actually has some pretty big, not big, but like very solid, consistent, like 15, 18, 17 point games, and so yeah, if we just get a couple spike weeks out of Michael Wilson and Greg Dortch on our Arizona offense that I really like, that would be fine. We have our kind of studs that with Nico, Tank Dell, and T. Higgins, and then steady guys with Sutton and Downs, and then a couple upside shots with Coleman, Michael Wilson, and then Dortch is just kind of like whatever late round guy that can get you maybe a spike week here or there. Okay, let's see what's going on. Boring answer. TBH should have came out and said 455 or something. Dumbbell much safer. I think I just wasn't doing enough back in the day. I was just doing too much chest press, and I would always like every time I would try to like peak for football, we would do like a max bench press like before the start of the football season. I would always hurt my shoulder. Like every single time. It happened multiple times. So I'm just, once I was done playing football, like I'm just like, there's no, if I keep getting hurt and I can just do other exercises and build my chest up, like I really like, yeah, rhomboid's not firing. Yes, my back, I had a back problem. So yeah, we're getting deep into the weeds here. But yeah, my back was, I think, not strong enough to kind of like, it's actually for bench press and for all chest exercises, like it's very important to have a strong back because it kind of just holds everything in place. And I didn't know that at the time. So we'll see. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to do a bench press competition and see how many reps of 225 I can get. Greg Dortch Hive. Yes. The Hive is very strong. It's still strong. Ramon Droid Stevenson. I bet he has some strong rhomboids. And he got paid. Living Dangerous is more fun. I mean, is it though? Like, have you ever been injured? It's pretty shitty. Like, it's not great. Okay, so let's go to tight end here. And Jelani Woods is still here. So we definitely could do that. Let's go Jelani Woods. To pair up with A Rich. So yeah, this is a fun team. We'll let the draft run out here, but yeah, Anthony Richardson at quarterback, Derek Carr unstacked, which is fine in this format. I think like he can just give you some weeks and just solid production. Bo Nix stacked up with Sutton, and I just think whatever, also very solid production. People have compared Bo Nix to Derek Carr, like Derek Carr, but can run a little bit, which is perfectly fine at round 18 cost. Bijan Robinson, James Cook, Ty J. Spears, Zach Charbonnet, Bucky Irving, and Khalil Herbert. Really like this running back room. Like, in underdog, probably would have stopped at 5, given the 18 rounds, but with the extra shots, like betting against the old Pollard, the inconsistent runner in Kenneth Walker, and not a super talented back overall as a rusher in Rachaad White. He is a good pass catcher. And then Khalil Herbert betting against DeAndre Swift. So it's like I really like getting through or like taking these shots on guys where it's like the upside is betting against a guy that I don't believe in their talent. So Nico Collins at wide receiver, Tank Dell. So the Houston double there. T. Higgins, which I think is a really good pick in underdog as well, but also in this format at pick 42. Keon Coleman, he fell 12 picks as ADP. It definitely wouldn't have taken him at 67, but very good ADP value there. Even if I don't love the profile, at that depressed cost, definitely makes sense. Also got a pick 66, James Cook, which his ADP is 63, but it seems like he should be going higher on a PPR site than on a half PPR site and on underdog, given that he's a pass catching back. Courtland Sutton, and a perfectly cromulent wide receiver selection there, paired with Bo Nix. Josh Downs, guy I also want to bet on the talent on, and on the offense with A-Rich taking a step, and Shane Steichen. And then Michael Wilson, Greg Dortch, a little Arizona double there with two guys that I don't... Whatever. If we get a couple spike weeks out of either one of them, then I will feel pretty good about that. And feel strong enough about these top 6 that we can take these later guys. And it's just such a big tier after you get, like I said, like Xavier Leggett and that range. And then tight end, we do go 3. Not a range I typically draft tight ends in. Usually I'm going like elite and then a late guy or just 3 late. But with the 20 rounds, it's a little weird. And Goddard did fall to us there at pick 114, which is, I feel like, a pretty solid cost there. And Luke Musgrave, we talked about him. And then Jelani Woods, obviously kind of just an enigma. He had some solid games as a rookie. Obviously, he's a just giant with the crazy RAS score. So betting, really, Musgrave and Jelani Woods, just betting on the athleticism at tight end, which is really important. And then betting on the offense for both Luke Musgrave and Jelani Woods. Those are the upside profiles I want to be betting on, are the super athletic tight ends in potentially good offenses. That's kind of those years when the offenses really just explode. And then you just get the tight end that catches 10 touchdowns, 8 touchdowns, 12 touchdowns. That's really where these late round tight ends pay off. And I don't want to be betting on like I know Jatavian Sanders. I'll take him sometimes if I have some Carolina or as a bring back, but like he went 4th round, didn't have great testing numbers. It's like there's so few of those guys with that profile that pay off. So yeah, that's not my favorites there. Taking those kind of guys, but yeah, this is a pretty fun team. What you guys roast me in the chat? What do you think this is rated out of whatever A, B, C? I think this is probably like a B plus. I would feel like me and Neil Orfield, who we do home and away streams every week, we kind of roast, like we kind of make fun of it. Like everybody kind of almost every draft is like a B plus or like a B. Drafters is a good site to take a shot on Jelani Woods. It's too risky on 18-man. Yeah, it's kind of harder. If you have some correlation or something, it makes sense. But yeah, we don't really know who the tight end is in Indianapolis. Could be Will Mallory, could be Kylan Granson. We don't really know. D. Latumsky says, great team. One of those late round wide receivers breaks out and you'll be in a good spot. Yeah, we need a few, either Coleman or Downs or Wilson or Dortch to kind of, to really for it to come together. Let's see, 7.8. Yeah, I'd say that's about fair. B plus, yeah. A plus has Nico Collins and Greg Torch. Well, yeah, if you're going off vibes, then that's the vibes are immaculate on that. Why does it seem like you dropped a 52-man roster? Yeah, the extra 2 spots it is pretty crazy. If you guys aren't subscribed, we're at 640 subs. The goal is 1,000 before the start of the NFL season, so got a few months left on that. 70% of my viewers are not subscribed, so if you have made it this far and you're not subbed, and you enjoy whatever live drafts, mostly underdogs, some drafters, definitely hit that sub button and hit that bell. And sometimes I do impromptu streams like tonight. Wasn't super planned out in the head. Usually I'll have my week kind of planned out, but like I said, been a hectic week, so did a couple impromptu streams. So definitely turn on that bell if you want to be notified of that. You guys want to go into a second draft? I think I have time, so let's hop in another one. How is that even possible? What? Smash that sub. Smash! Absolutely smash that sub button. Appreciate you, Steph. Yeah, I've been... You know what? I enjoy drafting. I enjoy doing these streams, and it's just... it's fun, right? It doesn't seem like work to me at all. It's just get to hang out with you guys, which is super fun, super sharp group of people that always hangs out with me, and yeah, get to ramble for a couple hours, which is always fun. I can't talk about fantasy football to my girlfriend for hours, otherwise she'd leave me. So you gotta get out the fantasy football brain somehow. Pat Joyce, what's good, brother? Subbed, hell yeah, brother. 641 on the road to 1K. Let's see, 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to go run to the bathroom really quick before we have 8 more to join, so bear with me for 1 moment, and I'll be right back. Okay, GM everyone. Let's see. This draft is week 17 of season long. It is season long. Yeah, A-Rod, if you want to create an account on Drafters, use the promo code below. And $100 back on up to $100. So that's pretty nice. Let's see what's going on here. It's okay. This is a safe place. Steph says, I'm running the stream now. I'm the captain now. We are joining the $15 one, Utah Sports. We still have 6 more spots, as you can see. Beat my team from the last draft. I need a rating out of 10. It's med. Okay, yeah. Let's. I can look at some after, because I don't want to have to get back into this draft, but I will look. Love your articles. When are you going to draft with Bengals again? Yeah, we'll have to have Steph. I think Steph is going on with the Fantasy Sanctuary boys, Tom Strachan and Emo Cowboy on Monday. So the Fantasy Sanctuary, they're talking about people pumping out content. They're absolutely pumping out content. Emo Cowboy did a stream with Mathology, the 2 Bonk Bros today, and they've been pumping out Dynasty content, everything. So yeah, go check out Steph on that, and Steph will be writing up that Dynasty auction article in the draft we're doing right now. Let's see. Mine says we still need 4 to join. I guess maybe that was a couple minutes ago. I'm playing Mario Party and hopping in like a normal party. Dude, Mario Party is fucking very fun. That sounds like a great Friday night. Starkindler, you're 40? I didn't know you were 40. Honestly, I can't tell. Like on the internet, it's so hard to tell. Like, and also I feel like once you hit like 23 to like 35 to 40, like some people are 40 and they look 23, and some people are 23 and they look 40. So like I just have no idea. It's hard to tell. But yeah, don't I don't know. L Coach is 40. Like I have no idea. Everyone, you guys are young at heart. So, Steph, you done one of these auctions before? Yes, Steph is. I think she runs. Yes, a few others. What are you running? Might jump in. We are doing a $15 drafters millie. I don't know if you have time to jump in. Still, we have one more to join. Starkindler looks good for 40. Yeah, that's what I said. I think I saw. I think we did the world's fastest draft, and he looked good for 40. Absolutely. Okay, so we have one more to join. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so one more to join. So if you guys do want to join in, there's one more spot in the $15, not the $2. I do have some free tickets for the $2, so I will be doing some $2. Not as exciting for the $2 one, but definitely could do some of those on stream and just multi-table some. Yeah, so back to the Dynasty Draft while we have a moment. Drake May fell all the way to 411, and I just wanted to secure him. I traded a third round pick to get him because I think this is a pretty crazy value on May at pick 411 in a Dynasty startup. Was really hoping I would get May and Bowers, which would have been extremely fun, but May and Kyle Pitts. I used to have like 35% Kyle Pitts, and then I'm back down to like 20%, so I can finally take Kyle Pitts again. Is Gritty in here? Oh hell yeah. We got the man, the myth, the legend himself. Hit him with the Gritty 18 in here. I was actually messaging hit him with the Gritty and asked him if he wanted to come on for a draft sometime. I think he said he was doing something and he was busy, but we'll definitely hit him up because I don't know. I really like hearing different people's thoughts and talking through stuff. It's fun. Goated room. You took Bowers from me. Oh, in the other draft, yeah. I wanted a tight end. I've been trying to get more Bowers. It's weird. Bowers is like people are either really in on him or they're just like, oh no, he's not going to get enough targets. And I'm just like, I just don't care. I'm going to bet on the talent every time. Hit him with the Gritty baby. Crypto Grady. Let's fucking go. We got Tyler in here. We got Starkindler in the room. He's going to create chaos on the turns. Yes, he absolutely is. You have several Bowers shares. Well, that's because you're smart stuff. You have several Bowers shares. I can't, like, imagine fading Brock Bowers. Like, imagine fading the literal best tight end prospect of all time. Like, we talk about Pitts, and Pitts is also a very good prospect, but, like, Bowers is a completely different kind of tight end. And, yeah, I don't know. Just, please don't fade. If you want to fade him, that's fine, but leave him for me, though. He's going to get targets. Yeah, like, you can literally use him in so many ways. You can split him out wide. You can put him in the slot. You can obviously just have him run inline tight end routes. You can put him in the backfield. He can do everything. He's great after the catch. He's just great at the catch point. He's just overall great. Okay, so we have Tyreek here, or Justin Jefferson. Man, it's hard for me to not take Justin Jefferson here, but let's go Tyreek. Whatever. He's Tyreek. We don't really have to talk about him, but definitely a fine pick at 4. You can make the case for him probably at 101 if you really wanted to. I won't do that, but Jefferson falling to 6, so very good pick there. Amon-Ra, it's so hard. I'm a Lions fan. I love Amon-Ra. I wish I played BBM the year that he absolutely went off as a rookie. I didn't. I only did the self-contained 12-man leagues because I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and I didn't fully grasp the tournament concept at that point. But it's hard. Just he's so priced up, and I get it. And I think I would take Jefferson Bijan over him. Probably him and Amon-Ra and Breece, probably about the same. It's just Amon-Ra, like, I don't know if he truly has that, like, Justin Jefferson like 25 points per game season in full PPR. Like he's probably like 2020 is probably right. Maybe he has the Cooper Cup season and just goes absolutely nuclear. It could happen. Like I not don't really want to bet against Amon-Ra St. Brown, but it's like Bijan's like legendary upside running back season is like I can just see it more, and I think he's just set up so well. But yeah, I mean whatever. It's not an anti Amon-Ra St. Brown take. Obviously, it's just I do think Jefferson and Bijan like have higher upside. Let's see. In Dynasty, never draft for current year if you're taking a rookie. I mean, yeah, that's let me get to that point in a second. Cross off Najee, Marvin Mims, and Chase Claypool. I was gonna say, like, should I just take? I was gonna take Justin Jefferson just for the bit in the draft with him with the gritty. He goes Marvin Harrison and Jonathan Taylor, so that's fine enough start there. We got Drafters Fantasy in here, GM Drafters Fantasy. Yeah, like I said, use the promo code down below, and get up to $100 deposit match. Yeah, it's fun. It's a good site, and it's fun to switch it up and do some drafters. I was gonna say drafters will probably have more yards per carry. I would bet on that 100%, especially the carries are gonna give him. Okay, so do we go Nico Collins in back-to-back drafts? I think we do. Yeah, we said Waddle's going before us, and let's go Nico Collins. I don't know. That's pick 21 in a PPR site. I think you can make the case for him up at pick 14 or 13. So yeah, we see Neighbors going pick 14. So that is very interesting. London and Neighbors start. That is unique for sure. And then we got AJ Brown and Devonta Smith going at pick 9 and 16. So a couple weird starts, which allows us to get Nico Collins at pick 21 paired with Tyreek Hill. Very much like this start. Let's see what else is going on. D. Latumsky starts with Breece Hall at 8 and then Gibbs falling all the way to 17. And on a PPR side, that is a very nice start. Could get 2 RB1s out of that. You're gonna have to hammer wide receiver for a while, but that's perfectly fine with that Gibbs value there. Hit him with the gritty, like we said, Marvin Harrison Jr. and Jonathan Taylor. And then let's see who else we got here. Black Knight goes Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson at 10, then Puka at 15. That's a very nice start there. And Star Kindler, CeeDee Lamb, Achane, and Kyron Williams. So he went same start as last time, right? Same start as last time, which I mean I like it. It's a good start. Shit. So I really wanted Deebo to fall to us at 28. That would have been absolutely bonkers. So you're not gonna go tight end here. Running back, we could go Derrick Henry, or do we just go Josh Allen? No. Diggs. Let's go DJ Moore. I don't take a lot of DJ Moore, but I do think he's a fine pick. I don't know. I just don't have a ton to say about DJ Moore. I think he's a good pick. He's obviously super talented, even with Justin Fields, and if Caleb is who we think he is, and even if season long, like he has definitely spike weeks, and I think if I'm betting against one of the 3 guys, it's probably Keenan, just with his age and have him being injured, but he also could just absolutely dunk on us at his ADP, just being super good. So yeah, I don't usually take him, but that's whatever. Just I'll get my shares. So yeah, we got a lot of Piss Boy starts with myself, D-Rock, H-Man 99, and Buckeye 99 all going 3 wide receivers to start, and then we see Black Knight, who is in the chat with us, also goes 3 wide receivers. So yeah, very wide receiver heavy, which is to be expected. Tyreek could probably be my 101 if I wasn't a capitulator to ADP. Yeah, I mean you can make the case for him, absolutely. Like he was on pace for a 2,000-yard season. It's perfectly fine, and that offense is an offense you want to be in. QB play, in my opinion, puts Amon-Ra above Jefferson. I mean, hey, that's a fair take. Not non-derogatory. Like, obviously, Goff is very just solid. We'll see. I think Jefferson, I just believe, is the type of talent where it's kind of like Devontae Adams. Like, it doesn't really matter who is there. I think Darnold like is actually fine. Like Darnold was with good coaching. I actually don't think. I think it's like he was with Adam Gase and then he was in Carolina. Um, I don't know. I think he's perfectly fine quarterback. He's not like amazing. I don't think he's great, but I think he's fine enough to produce fantasy value. And we see not great quarterbacks also really lock in on their number one receiver. So, but yeah, no, you can definitely make the case for Amon-Ra over Jefferson, just given if you're worried about the quarterback play with McCarthy and Darnold, I definitely get it. The ASP fears the whole offense is great, and he just has a piece of it instead of. I mean, he's gonna funnel all the work. He's been a 30% target share guy, every year except for his rookie year, and he was going crazy the back half. Like, he is the engine of the offense. I'm not really worried about that. It's really just an absolute ceiling case, like versus the Jefferson and Bijan and Brees. It's like in Amon-Ra's like top tier season, maybe he can get you up to that like 24, 25 points per game. I can see it, but all right, so running back, we have ETN. We have Josh Allen falling to us here, so we definitely could do that. We could try for... We got T. Higgins falling to us. Let's see. Trey McBride. Let's go T. Higgins again. We'll see. Maybe one of these, right? Like, we got Stark Kindler here. He's probably going to take... He's going to do the Lamar thing. He's going to do the same team as last time. Oh, no, he doesn't. He goes McBride. Okay, I was going to say, because... Andrews went at 37. I was going to say that's why he did that. So yeah, in a vacuum, I prefer McBride. I kind of regret not taking McBride there. But we'll see if Kincaid probably won't fall back to us because this guy's going to take him. So yeah, I kind of wish I would have taken Josh Allen or Trey McBride there over Higgins, because I think the difference in wide receivers isn't that huge. So kicking myself a little bit there. But let's see. We have ETN going to be a value. We have Pacheco, or we have Mahomes or Stroud. Let's see what goes. I think I kind of want to wait on quarterback though, with Tua and Caleb and Burrow later. That was kind of my thinking, is like I just want to push quarterback. Let's see. Lamb HN best start. Lamb HN Neighbors is your fave. Yeah, that's really great. Yeah, Puka falling to 15 like that. When does that happen? Yes, St. Brown is going to get his targets. Absolutely. Okay, let's see here. Running back. Don't really want to take Pacheco. Could go. Do we just go Kyle Pitts here to get secure a tight end? Do we just go A-Rich again? Or do we pair Stroud with him? Let's go Pitts. I was talking about Pitts on my dynasty team that I just drafted, but it's like if the Falcons just like, if we were looking at projections, especially when projections start coming out, like they're gonna look very good, and it's one of those situations where like we can't. He was injured last year. Obviously the Arthur Smith offense and just the crazy pass volume the year before that. I just think we kind of have to, I know it's hard as like a human being to just like give him a pass for the last 2 years after his rookie year, but like he's still so young. I think he's younger than Kincaid. He's younger than I think he's younger than McBride. Like he's still 23 or 24. Still just an insane talent. And now we have a quarterback who has provided really great fantasy value pretty much across his career. Pocket passer, going to be even more of a pocket passer than he was before. I guess you can't be more of a pocket passer, but he's going to have a good pass attempts, good coaching staff where they like to funnel stuff through their best players. So Bijan, London, and Pitts. I think you can make the case for Pitts all the way up here with all these rest of these guys. A little bit of an ADP reach, but I want to push quarterback on this team. We have a lot of later options, so that's how I want to play on this team. And obviously starting very strong at wide receiver. Now I consider an elite tight end. I know there's been a lot of debate on it. But yeah, and now we can kind of see how the draft falls to us, right? Like having all these wide receivers early really allows us to take what the draft gives us. We don't feel boxed out or that we need to take some shitty wide receivers ahead of ADP or try to catch up. Ayuk fell to 24. Yeah, that's seems bad. Let Gritty cook. He's punting quarterback. What is he? Let's see. Harrison, Jonathan Taylor, George Pickens, Andrews, and then goes Kyler, and then Ramondre. I know Gritty is a big Ramondre guy. I was gonna say you gotta let him cook. What tight ends do y'all think have the best value in later rounds from Chig and beyond? Oh, Greg Dulcich, Johnny Woods. Oh my God, Dawson Knox. Honestly, not a terrible pick. He's probably going to be on the field. They're probably going to run some two tight end sets, but yeah, it's pretty bad. Fuck, you knew he was going to jump on Kyler. Yeah, I was going to say, you said he was going to go zero quarterback, but yeah, and Kyle Pitts is actually still 19 years old. That's a little known fact. He's 19 and he will forever be 19. He will never get older. Colby, yeah. Oh, there you go. Colby Parkinson. That's a really good one. He's been, if he is just the tight end there who's running all the routes or most of the routes, like we've been drafting Tyler Higbee for how many years, and Tyler Higbee was going pretty high, like one pick 150 or something last year. I don't know. I don't think Colby Parkinson's some elite tight end, but if he's just running routes, that's pretty valuable. Okay, so back up here on the clock. We do have Rachaad White here. CJ Stroud makes it all the way back to us here. Do we just push him though? Because does anyone have... You know what? Let's go Rashee Rice and let's push quarterback. If you let something go and it comes back to you, then it was meant to be. So if Stroud comes back to us, I will take him, but I don't feel the need to do it, even though we do have Nico. It's not a situation where I'm like an absolute must-have. Kenneth Walker, a little bit less attractive in full PPR versus half PPR. But yeah, speaking of Rashee Rice, I've been trying to scoop him up in every format, in Dynasty and Best Ball. In redraft, I'm sure he will be a good pick, especially when you're shooting for upside. But like, he just was so good as a rookie in terms of his advanced analytics. 2.5 yards per route run and 85 PFF grade, which are like, those are like elite numbers for a rookie. I know they brought in Xavier Worthy and Hollywood Brown, but I just don't think their roles really overlap. If anything, it's just betting against the Travis Kelce age thing and maybe them kind of slow playing him throughout the regular season. I think also just all the Chiefs, like if Mahomes just has a bounce back season, the Chiefs have a bounce back season, they all could kind of, they're not all going to pay off, but if I'm going to bet on one guy, it's going to be Rice, especially at this depressed ADP. Okay, so Stroud does fall to us here. So let's, or do we keep pushing it because we have Higgins, we have some later quarterback options. Let's see. Have quarterback. We could go. I say we just take Stroud. Pick 76. That seems perfectly fine for Stroud. Not going to take him at pick whatever next to Mahomes and Richardson, but all the way back here, then that's perfectly fine. So yeah, big day for hitting with the gritty. He's a big Ramondre guy, and Ramondre get paid, so that's really nice. Let's see. Take Parkinson. Fantasy Football Garage says they take Parkinson with Stafford occasionally. They paid him $22 million for 3 years. Not the worst. Colby 66, the guaranteed money of J.K. Dobbins Parkinson. Yeah, Dobbins just. I'm sorry, I can't. I don't think I've drafted him. I think I'd maybe drafted him with Neil once. Hawk at 170 plus is a steal, and I think people are letting Juwan fall too much. He's going undrafted. Yeah, I took Juwan on a team last night with D-Plout. It doesn't really matter, right? Like even if he misses like the first week or two, like Even especially underdog, we're playing for late season, and he does have that upside. He was the tight end 1 in week 17, so yeah, he's a really good click in the 18th round where he falls to now. Let's see. Who Hames? They brought in people to send deep to clear out the middle for Rashi, Kelsey, and Pacheco. Yeah, like Worthy will get some underneath targets and some schemed up touches. They'll obviously be running some clear out routes. Marquise Brown also can work the middle of the field, but also the clear out routes instead of Justin Watson and MVS. So that's obviously better for the offense overall as a whole. And then yeah, you have that's trying to get right. It's a lot of cover two shells. So you're trying to just stretch the defense out, and then you can get Pacheco going underneath, and then work the middle of the field with Rashi and Kelsey. Like, it's also just Patrick Mahomes is really good. Like, if you want people attached to Patrick Mahomes, and you want the guy who put up elite numbers as a rookie and at the end of the year, like, and especially at the depressed ADP. Like, if he misses a few games, it doesn't really matter. Even in cumulative, like, you can make up for it, especially with these receivers. Like, if we get him really coming on strong at the end of the year, there's just a lot of outs for him to be really good. So yeah, that's my Rashi Rice rant. But yeah, I actually put up a poll on my YouTube today, which I will pull up in a second. Let's see. So sorry for the bright mode, but I said, which wide receiver do you prefer in Superflex 0.5 tight end Dynasty? Pickens, Brian Thomas, Debo, and Rashi Rice. And so the vote, we have 91 votes, and we have Debo leading right now, and then Brian Thomas second. Let's get back to this in a second, because we're gonna be back up on the clock. But I think I prefer Rice out of those guys, and let's see. Okay, so we are back up on the clock here. Burrow did fall to 92. We probably running back in this range. Let's see. Wide receiver, we could go Sutton. Tight end, we could go Brock Bowers. Let's live a little. Let's go Brock Bowers. So we're definitely done at tight end, obviously now. Gritty got Najee. Pick 84. Yeah, I'm really interested. I really wanted. I honestly want to talk to Gritty. I just want to know what he's thinking through when he's going through these drafts. A-Rod says, can't stop drafting. Rice is my most drafted receiver. Yeah, I just think we could be looking back and be like, I want to lean into uncertainty, and if it's I think paired with Patrick Mahomes and his numbers were elite as a rookie, fade everything out, like fade all the rest of the noise, like just bet on those two things. And I think whatever, maybe it doesn't pay out, but especially in best ball where all of our teams are probably going to lose anyways, why not take the upside shot on Rice? Fantasy Football Garage says, I voted Rice. Pat Joyce says, anyone but Pickens. Sniped Kindler, who did you get sniped on? Oh, Dak for CD. Damn, that's rough. Drafters for your home league, don't mind. Underdog is pretty skewed for correlations for week 17. Yeah, that's actually very true. Okay, so we are back up on the clock. We have no running backs yet. So who do we want to go here? Do we want to go Zach Moss as our RB1 here? He's the ADP faller. So yeah, let's go Zach Moss, RB1. I'm especially with 20 round drafts, like I'm pretty comfortable just pushing my running backs and just attacking it through volume. Maybe we can draft 7-8 running backs on this team with Tyreek, Nico, DJ Moore, Higgins, and Rice. With those 5, like we can just tack on 2 or 3 guys, probably two later on. We're done at tight end. We can push quarterback because we have Stroud, and we can push quarterback until later, or we can take another one of these guys in this window here, and then just hammer running backs and wide receivers for a while. So yeah, and then we talked about generational tight ends. We got both of them on the same team. We got Kyle Pitts, and then we have Brock Bowers, who I just want to be betting on the talent, like I said before. It feels really nice, and especially now we're just done at tight end, and we have 2 elite talent bets at tight end, which is very fun. So yeah, let's go back to. Sorry for the light mode. But yeah, which wide receiver do you prefer? Pickens, Brian Thomas, Debo, and Rashee Rice. So let's just talk through this for a second, because I don't really understand these results. Like Debo, I can understand if you just think I just want the points. I get it. That makes sense. Like he's a second round pick in underdog. So I get that. But Brian Thomas over Pickens, I just think Brian Thomas could be anything. He could be George Pickens. Like I think George Pickens is live to produce more this year and has similar upside to him. So I prefer Pickens. And then Rice, I think I just prefer for all the reasons I was just talking about with the being paired with Patrick Mahomes. He has upside to, like, if he's back in week 4 and he has a 20-point 2-touchdown game, like he's going to be valued in like the 4th round of startups again, and he goes in like the 7th or 6th right now. So like it's just such an easy value win when he's back on the field, and he is 24 years old, so similar age to Pickens. Brian Thomas is a couple of years younger, and then Debo's obviously way younger, and Debo obviously is outperformed. He usually outperforms his expected points per game. But like his expected points per game were like 13 something, and he ended up putting 17, which is a wide receiver 1 season. But I think Rashee Rice could put up similar production, and he's younger, and the value upside. Like, I guess Brian Thomas is a rookie, so he has very good. But like we would if Brian Thomas put up Rashee Rice's rookie season, we would be ecstatic. Like that would be crazy. So yeah, don't really. This is kind of like the thing where I was talking about paying up for just like young receivers who they have upside, obviously, which is why they go early, but it's almost at a certain point where it's like, why, when you kind of have a guy who's already done what we want Brian Thomas Jr. to do, you can still make the case for him based on just the value upside of being a rookie and maybe what could he be. But yeah, definitely I think I would rank it Rice, Debo, Pickens, and Brian Thomas, if it's me. Okay, so we are back up here. Running back, we could, let's see. Wide receiver, don't need to do that. Quarterback, we have Purdy falling. So running back, this is a kind of a gross range. Do we just double tap the let's do a little hand cucking with Zach Moss and Chase Brown. I think it's fine in cumulative too. Like if one of these guys hits, and I think it is an offense where there should be pretty solid running back production. But yeah, would have loved for a Brian Robinson or a Singletary or a Javonte Williams to fall to me. And it is whatever two bye week 12s, but that's okay. We can just attack it through volume, which I'm perfectly fine with. We got Zeke, we got Rico. Let's see, Sharbs. Gus Edwards for this team actually does make sense, even though it's not a guy I love. So yeah, don't want to star method too many guys. So hit him with the gritty. Let's see what he's doing. You got Kyler, and then he goes 4 straight running backs: Ramondre, Najee, James Conner, and Javonte Williams. Like those running backs, and then takes Goddard, which we talked about his kind of profile and where he could. I think he's a fine pick there. Definitely prefer like the Bowers and Njoku range over him, but him versus Ferguson, like obviously Ferguson probably gonna get a few more targets, but Goddard has pretty crazy upside. Okay, so we are back on the clock. Do we go Gus Edwards for just kind of some early season production, or Zeke? It's gross, but I'm gonna go Zeke. I think he makes sense on this build. Like Zach, we just need running back points, and I don't know. He's the probable RB1 on the Cowboys, which if we just take away the Ezekiel Elliott part of it, like I think he's a good pick at cost. He caught a lot of passes last year, so in PPR too. it makes sense. And probably the goal running back over Rico. They could always bring someone in if someone gets cut or like a Kareem Hunt type or something like that. But yeah, it's not a sexy running back room with Zach Moss, Chase Brown, and Ezekiel Elliott. But with this court, we have Stroud paired up with Nico Collins. We have very strong receivers with Tyreek, Nico, DJ Moore, Higgins, and Rashee Rice, and then two tight ends with elite upside in Kyle Pitts and Brock Bowers. And yeah, so we're probably holding off at quarterback for a while unless something really falls to us. Wide receiver as well. We can wait and see what falls to us, and then tight end we're done unless something in 18th through 20th round really falls to us. We got PPR Tyler gifting the super chat. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, he if you guys haven't already checked out PPR Tyler, go just search up above or there's a link down below. But he's been streaming. I believe he just hit 50 days in a row, so he's been absolutely grinding his cock off with the streams. And yeah, really great guy, entertaining guy as well. So we didn't do a stream this week with the Super Stack Bros, but we will be doing those moving forward. Just like I said, kind of crazy week for me. Meatwad says I'm leaning Rice. It's just the upside with Rice is like so crazy. With like we see Sky Moore where he goes. Like if you're tied to Patrick Mahomes, that's gonna help. And we would love for any of those younger guys, the Pickens and BTJ, to put up the rookie season that Rice just put up. So people are super scared Arthur Smith will ruin Pickens like he did Drake. I mean, yeah, but he's not the head coach anymore, so it's like, yeah, it's not great. Probably a pretty low volume passing attack, but there's not that much competition. It's probably him and Pratt Fryermuth as the 1 and 2. So in best ball, it's fine. Dynasty, probably fine at his cost, but like, yeah, not a guy like I'm going out of my way to get, but I do prefer him over BTJ because I think he'll probably produce more, and he still is young enough where he does have like pretty crazy upside, and he did show a lot last year. Let's see. I'm starting to hand cut running backs a lot just for the insurance, especially if they don't get an elite running back early on. Yeah, I think it's fine. Like this, once you reach like this range where like it looks like you went Pollard and Spears or Moss and Chase Brown or B. Robin Eckler, like once you reach like pick 100, like it's probably fine, right? I'll grind on you. Don't tempt me. Pause. Laces out on the. Okay, we are back up on the clock. Well, I mean, this is probably Rico, right? We're gonna double handcuff ourselves. We could go Polk because I do like Polk a lot, but I think this is Rico, man. So yeah, we have double handcuffed ourselves, which is not something you want to be telling yourself on a Friday night. But Zach Moss and Chase Brown, and then Zeke and Dowdle. So if we secured ourselves the RB1, hopefully on the Cincy offense, which should be a good offense, and the Dallas offense, which should be a good offense. So I don't hate it. You know what? This is a really weird build, but I absolutely do not hate it. Like it's weird. We were just talking about like, is it okay to handcuff yourself? But I don't know if I've ever had a team where I've done this, so this is pretty fun. And so yeah, I knew Polk was gonna go, which does not feel great. Quarterback, we could go Cousins. We could go Cousins to pair up with Pitts. What other quarterback options do we have? Not a ton. Bowers, we could go Minshew mania later on. Star Kindler gets Tua pick 143, which is very nice. I definitely would have considered him with Tyreek. Obviously, that would have been pretty nice. So Polk and Burton, which are the two guys I wanted, both went. So I think we still need running backs. we go Kamani Vidal? Do we go Ray Davis? Do we go Tyler Algier? What is my favorite guy in this range? This is tough. Let's go Kamani Vidal. I think he's an upside shot, right? Like his floor is very low. He could just basically be doing nothing. But it's kind of like what I was talking about last time with betting against the guys that we just don't really believe in, like Gus Edwards. I think his part, like, I don't think he's terrible, but a lot of his efficiency. I think he has the highest yards per carry of any running back, like with at least, I forget how many carries. It's one of the craziest stats. We were talking about it with Bush Johnson on a stream a couple months ago, but he's not going to have Lamar Jackson anymore. And he's fine. He'll probably be the goal line back, but 29 years old, and it's like, doesn't have that rushing efficiency boost. J.K. Dobbins, we were just talking about, like, got signed for almost nothing and is coming off an Achilles. Isaiah Spiller hasn't been anything. So if Vidal can just, even if he's like the two there, they're going to have a decent amount of rushing attempts given the Harbaugh offense. And it's just ambiguous situation. So we want to be taking bets on it. I do think they'll be more pass heavy than we think, just based on their defense not being great. And when you have Justin Herbert, that's naturally going to have you just passing more because you have a good quarterback versus having a Colin Kaepernick or someone where it's more run based. So yeah, this is a fun team so far. We have CJ Stroud at quarterback, Zach Moss, Chase Brown at running back. So double Cincy and then double Dallas, Zeke and Dowdle, and then upside shot on Kamani Vidal, which I'm fine taking at that cost. And then we will see what running backs make it back to us here. And then quarterback, let's see what else. I think we probably still have to go running back here, just given our build. Let's see. Yeah, we don't have a lot of late options here at quarterback, but it is cumulative, and we have Stroud, so like we can push it. I don't want to be taking quarterbacks just to take quarterbacks. I think we should be taking shots. Okay, so we are at 5 running backs. We are up in a couple picks. There are some guys I like in this range. So I'm glad we got some guys to fall to us. So let's see. Chuba is pick 166. Khalil Herbert. Yeah, I don't know why is Chuba's ADP so much higher than it is on Underdog. Isn't Chuba's ADP significantly farther back on Underdog? Okay, so we got Bucky Irving, and we have Khalil Herbert, and we have Braylon Allen here. All perfectly cromulent picks at this cost. Wide receiver, we do have Roman Wilson. We have Malachi Corley. I think this is kind of the same situation as last time. Let's go Bucky Irving again. So yeah, we have 6 running backs so far. Definitely can tack on some late. It's very weird running back room with having the 2 Hancock situations and then now two rookies that could give this really nothing, but they also could pay off. Star Kindler, sharp drafter, takes Khalil Herbert there, which definitely makes sense. Was considering him as well. That was my other guy that I was considering. Let's see. Yeah, this is a weird build because we have our 5 wide receivers early, and now we haven't taken one for a while. And Vinny D in the 3 spot is continuing to take all the receivers I want with Jalen Polk, Burton, and now Roman Wilson. So all the sexy, young, supple wide receivers. We could go Corley here. We could go Troy Franklin. We could go Demario Douglas. We could go Michael Wilson, which we went last time. So let's see what falls to us. And then quarterback, we don't have anything stacked up right now. So we'll see. We don't need to do it, especially in this format. It's not as important. Okay, let's see. We're back on the clock here. So, I think we go wide receiver here. We probably Mims. Probably Mims or Troy Franklin. Let's see. Do we have anything else going on? Let's go Corley. I don't take a lot of Corley. I don't know. Just I guess if Aaron Rodgers is playing, he probably will be fine and does have that late season upside. Not a profile I love, and he did go first pick in the third round. So third round picks, you could make the argument it's kind of close to a second round pick, but Yak guy, not really sure he's going to be utilized in downfield that much, but maybe he Randall Cobbs his way to a decent season and gives us some late season upside. So quarterback, we have C.J. Stroud, Zach Moss, and Chase Brown, the Cincy cuckold, and then the Dallas cuckold with Ezekiel Elliott and Rico Dowdle, and then Kimani Vidal and Bucky Irving. So pretty thin running back room. I mean, I guess securing both guys for both Cincy and Dallas at least gives us some stability there season long, but doesn't feel great at a running back. Kind of a weird room. And then done at tight end, and then quarterback we can push it. So probably going running back and wide receiver at these next two picks, depending on what falls to us. But I do think we still need receivers. Obviously, only having 6 and haven't taken one since pick 69 until we took Malachi Corley. And then running back, we need some firepower at running back. So we'll see what falls back to us here. But what is going on with H-Man here? He's got a Shrek turd going with B-Rob, Jerome Ford, Ty Chandler, Ray Davis, Chuba, and Tank Bigsby. So big chunk of green going on here. Let's see, hit him with the gritty. So Harrison, Taylor, Pickens. So 2 early wide receivers, and then doesn't take another wide receiver until Leggett, and then now goes Mims. Assuming he's going to go wide receiver here again. Let's see. Harrison. Yeah, so that interesting build. I feel like he definitely needs to take. Yeah, so then he takes Javon Baker. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide receivers through a lot of rounds. 15 rounds. Definitely going to have to catch up a wide receiver, but we'll see. I mean, definitely those Harrison. If Harrison, Leggett, and Pickens hit, then it's rough. It's a very thin wide receiver build, but not to say it can't work. Let's see. A-Rod says, do you think Chubb makes it back at some point in the season? If he does, do you think he'll be a clear-cut RB1 or a committee with Ford? So, I mean, I do think he'll be back at some point this season. I think they'll try to make him the clear-cut one. It's a 29-year-old running back coming off an ACL tear. I just don't want to be betting on it. It's not like he probably is the one when he's back, obviously. But then they brought in Foreman, who is a very talented rusher. And whenever he does get opportunity every year, he can take on a 25, 30 carries if he needs to. So he can spell Chubb on the early down stuff. And then Ford, explosive rusher, not a great player, but he can be the third down back and then also just take carries as well. So just don't want to be bet. It's not like so much like I do think Chubb will come back, but it's just what does he really do when he is back? Okay, so we are Geno, Carr. Let's see. Elijah Mitchell or Zay Jones. Let's go Elijah Mitchell. Contingent bet there, so probably a little bit of right. Like he's not gonna get a ton of work there with CMC, but whatever. If CMC goes down, we saw when Mostert went down his rookie year, he was very solid in that offense, and it's similar to obviously the Miami offense where like you're fast, and if you get playing time and you get carries, like you're gonna produce. And there's been a lot of camp reports that he is still the RB2, even though they still have Mason. They brought in Isaac Garendo, and we need outs on this team for some of these late guys to hit. Like if Vidal and Mitchell or Irving or one or two of those guys hit, like that could be really great, especially with this build of the two hand-cucking backfields. But so we are at 7 running backs now, 6 wide receivers, and let's see here. So wide receiver, we only have 6, and we have. This is the weird part about the 20 rounds is like it gets so weird. So do we go quarterback here? We don't have any stacks or anything, so I think we could just go someone late, unless we just want to get a Geno and just. Do we have anything else we can pair him with? Let's go CEH. I feel like we just are banking on this top 5 to carry us, and we can go one more quarterback here. We have 3 more rounds, so 1 more quarterback and 2 more wide receivers. Really weird build. Like, this is not how I normally build. With 8 running backs, and only 6 wide receivers through 17 rounds. But it's just like whatever, kind of a top heavy wide receiver room. But like, right, if Tyreek Hill, Nico are who we think they are, DJ Moore can give us some spike weeks, and maybe Caleb Williams is just him. T. Higgins, really good cost there at pick 45. And then we talked ad nauseum about Rashee Rice, but I think he's just mispriced. So that's a very strong top 5. Corley, I mean, whatever. Fine pick at his ADP, and we can just get some later wide receivers that can just give us a couple spike weeks. That would be nice. So yeah, I think not really weird build, not a build I typically do, but think it can definitely work out given what whatever, just the allocation of capital, because running back is kind of weird and thin. Wide receiver seems thin, but it's really not if you just consider like we got with the wide receivers that we did get. Tight end strong, and then quarterback just with Stroud. I'm gonna go 2 quarterbacks here, just given what we need kind of at this point. But yeah, we can get 2 more wide receivers, and hopefully they can just give us a few weeks. Do have a few guys here that I really like, so I hope they make it around to me. And then let's see what's going on at quarterback. So problem with Drake May is he is also and Bo Nix is they're both week 14 buys, which kind of sucks. Geno would be great if he were to fall to us. So let's hope Geno makes it back to us. I would love that if Geno were to make it back to us. So we're 2 picks away. Geno, please. I don't want to go Russ. I want to go Drake May or Bo Nix with the week 14. We could do it. It's oh. Okay, so we're back on the clock. Don't really have any. Let's go Tyler Boyd here. Could just be an innings eater, just get us a couple usable weeks at wide receiver. Yeah, but that is pretty annoying. I really wanted Geno. I feel like that would have paired well with our Stroud and just given us some solid production. So yeah, we might be taking a 0 at week 14 at quarterback, which is not great. Definitely not great. We could go 3 QBs. Definitely think there's a case for it. Given the wide receivers at this point, I'm not sure if the 8th wide receiver and it being like Darius Slayton or someone like that really gives us a huge amount of upside, versus just helping, given it's cumulative, just helping us advance with the quarterbacks. So let's see. Do we just go May and just say fuck it, balls to the wall? Let's see. What would you guys do here? Would you guys take 3 quarterbacks, or would you take one more quarterback and one more wide receiver here? I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Drake May. So that answers our. We have 2 quarterbacks on the same bye. So do we take a Russ? Do we take a Minshew? Do we take a Justin Fields for the upside? I was also considering Darius Slayton. I do like Darius Slayton as a kind of a guy who's going to run routes, especially this is round 19. So yeah, this is an interesting last pick. We Tolbert, Darius Slayton, Khalif Raymond probably will just give a few spike weeks. Is there anybody else here that we could even make the case for? It's very rough at wide receiver, boys and girls. Okay, Mike Bolduc says can't take zeros in this format. I love double elite quarterbacks with the same buys on underdog though. Yeah, I think it makes more sense. It's weird. Seven wide receivers on a 20-round draft, but I just think with those top guys, we're just really banking on them. And then if Corley and Boyd just give us a few weeks, it is a little bit thin with Rice being suspended though. But we're just banking on Tyreek, Nico, DJ Moore, and T Higgins. I mean, it is what it is. It's not anchor wide receiver, but I don't know what to call it. But it's early, and Bo Nix goes, which I guess we don't really want him. So yeah, McCarthy, Russ, or Minshew, just to not take a zero at week 14. But we don't even know. Like, Russ and Minshew could be benched by week 14. So it doesn't feel great. I guess JJ probably will be playing by week 14. Wide receiver, Slayton is still there. Don't think he'll make it back to us. This is rough. This is rough. I boxed myself out of the quarterbacks. I thought Geno not making us there would be terrible. Yeah, both week 14 bye. Yes, I know. It's not great. If you guys haven't drafted on Drafters yet, go use the promo code below, and you can sign up and get $100 of deposit match up to $100. So yeah, just get to get some drafts in. They do have a $2. I believe it's 50 max, or maybe it's 150 max, but it's whatever. So cheaper tournament if you just want to get your reps in. Very fun. And yeah, you can do slow drafts, you can do fast drafts, and it's nice. So let's see. Vikings better start JJ after spending high draft. I mean, yeah, it's the same thing with May, right? Like, they don't want to rush him in, but I think at a certain point, if you take a quarterback in the first round in the top 10 picks, you're probably going to play him, give him a chance to see what's going on. So yeah, I hope he's playing by and someone takes Sam Darnold. Someone takes Sam Darnold in the 20th round. What is going on with their quarterback room that they took Sam Darnold? Jaden Daniels. What does Sam Darnold do for your team? I'm sorry, that's bad. Star Kindler couldn't have Claypool, so he drafts Matt Collins. Mike, that's rough on you and the brand. So wide receivers, you got Mims, Baker, Devontae Walker, Jalen Hyatt, Matt Collins, and Kadarius Toney. I mean, yeah, you're gonna need a few of those guys to pop off for this team to really be viable. But I mean, it's a team. It's a team. It's running backs are great. Quarterback is solid enough. Tight end is solid. But yeah, you really need Harrison, Pickens, Leggett, and then you really need a few of these guys to really pop off for this team to be able to survive at wide receiver. Okay, so Darius Slayton is still here. So put your votes in the chat. Do you guys want Slayton or a quarterback, either Russ or Minshew? Tell me what you guys are thinking here. All right, very weird team, guys. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I've ever drafted a team that is structured like this. So very odd in all components, um, in all different facets of the game. So we got C.J. Stroud and Drake May at quarterback, both Week 14 bye. So we tack on a 20th round pick, 237 Russ Wilson. So fingers crossed to the Yinzer gods that we get Russ Wilson starting in Week 14, just to give us a usable week there. I mean, Justin Fields is a kick returner, so maybe it happens. And then Zach Moss and Chase Brown in the Cincy backfield, Dallas backfield with Zeke and Rico, Kamani Vidal and Bucky Irving, rookies, with some upside there. Elijah Mitchell, contingent bet, and then CEH, plausibly the RB2 in KC. So 8 running backs, a lot of running backs, but just whatever. Didn't feel great about having the 2 Hancock backfields and 2 rookies. So wanted to take those shots, which did leave us a little thin at wide receiver. Tyreek Hill, Nico Collins, DJ Moore, T. Higgins, Rashee Rice. So solid, very solid top 5. And then we tacked on a late to Malachi Corley and Tyler Boyd. Hopefully we can get a few usable weeks of for those guys. While Rice is suspended, maybe 4 to 6 games. If it's 4 games, I'll feel a lot better. And then Kyle Pitts and Brock Bowers. So yeah, maybe we can get a Pitts or Bowers in the flex to help us at wide receiver a little bit, and maybe one of these running backs pops off and gives us some help at flex as well. But not how I typically build. I'm gonna be honest, but feels fine. Weird running back and wide receiver room, but yeah. How do you guys feel about it? I feel like it's not great, but like realistically, if Tyreek, Nico, DJ Moore, and Higgins can hold it down for like the first 4 or 6 weeks while Rice is out, and then we get Rice as reinforcements, and then we get a couple other guys, it's fine. Okay, so let's see what's going on. A-Rod said draft Russ. I agree. I think he was the pick there. Not a sexy pick. Hit him with the gritty says, "That's the first time I've drafted Matt Collins." And then, my bad, I need to chill in the chat. Why do you need to chill in the chat? You're fine. Goated Rooms. Hit him with the gritty. Did not disappoint. I had to play dirty with all these needle stairs and love where I ended up quarterback. Yeah, let's we can go through your guys' teams here. And then I've drafted my 2 worst puppies ever. What happened? Did you just get sniped on stuff? You did well. I mean, did I do well? It was fine. It was kind of just a really weird build how it fell. So let's go through a couple squads here. So hit him with the ready. He ends up with how many wide receivers? 9 wide receivers. So he did catch up with the number of wide receivers. So Harrison, Pickens, Leggett, Marvin Mims, Javon Baker, Devontae Walker, Jalen Hyatt, Matt Collins, and Kadarius Toney. I mean, because like Toney, Matt Collins, Hyatt, Walker, Baker could be complete zeros. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to like. I don't know, especially Hollins and Toney could be complete zeros. The rest of these guys, it could be fine. Obviously, I love Leggett, as you guys know. Pickens and Harrison. Running backs are super strong. So I guess some of those running backs could help you fill your flex there. But yeah, really contingent on Harrison, Pickens, and Leggett, like just absolutely smashing. And then quarterback Murray and Watson paired up with Harrison. Interesting build. Not how I typically build. I can't hate on it, but it's whatever. It's fine. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not trying to put you down. It's it could work. It could work. Not how I would build my team, but I like different ideas, and I like people that not everyone's doing the same thing. So I really do appreciate that. And then Star Kindler, we got similar start to his first draft. And Mike says, I hate it. I hate the 12 spot. Yeah, Okay, so sorry. Starkindler went CeeDee Lamb at 2, Achane and Kyron, so same start as last time. And then he does go McBride here and gets sniped on Kyler, but it's a fine price on Kyler. Jaden Reed at wide receiver, Rashad White and Kenneth Walker. So that's a lot of running backs. I feel like I would have went wide receiver there. And then let's see how he catches up at wide receiver. Jordan Love paired with Jaden Reed, Brandon Cooks, Romeo Doubs, Khalil Shakir, Tua with Achane, I guess. And then Cole Kmet, Khalil Herbert at running back, Demario Douglas, Jonnu for the Miami thing, Dortch, Claypool, and Malik Washington. So I think he did the semi hit him with the gritty build. Because this is a lot. This is only 2 wide receivers for the first 5 rounds. And then Brandon Cooks, Dobbs, Shakir. Not guys I love, and especially above ADP. Demario Douglas, Dortch, Claypool, and Malik Washington. Yeah, very thin at wide receiver. I think I would have went Romadunes or Watson, or even one of these, Jordan Addison or something at these 2 picks. Just structurally, I think I would have felt a lot better about the build if that would have been the way it played out, instead of taking the falling values in Rashad White and Walker. I mean, if Achane, Kyron, and one of Rashad White and Walker, and like you can get those guys to fill your flex, they could work. Yeah, very interesting build for sure. We got D. Latumsky, who is in the chat with us. He goes hyper fragile with Breece Hall, Gibbs, and Henry. And then sorry, just responding to text. Amari Cooper, Keenan, Godwin, Jamo. Yeah, Jamo. Oh man, that's tough. It's tough that Jamo is the only wide receiver there. And then Rashid Shaheed, and then he gets Caleb paired with Keenan, Josh Downs, Wan'Dale Robinson, Franklin, and then he goes 4 quarterbacks: Caleb, Carr, Daniel Jones, Bo Nix, and then Dalton Schultz, Taysom Hill, and Theo Johnson at tight end. I feel like I would have went. Just don't know why you need 4 quarterbacks here. I feel like would have went a receiver here. I think you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess you still got 8 receivers. I'm trying to think. I mean, technically you have 8 receivers. But I think I probably would have maybe even done 1 more receiver, and definitely don't think you needed the 4th quarterback, and I don't think you really need Theo Johnson on this team as well. I think I just would have went like 10 wide receivers, given that you didn't take your first one till round 4, and like Jamo, Shaheed, Wan'Dale, Franklin. I think I would have went 10 receivers. You just don't need the 4th quarterback or the other tight end. You can just skirt through. I don't know. I mean, Theo Johnson could be just a 0. So yeah, that's some very interesting builds, and honestly a very interesting build with my team as well. So kind of a weird room, and not how I typically build my teams. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. Fun 2 drafts with all of you. If you are not already subscribed, like I said, and you've made it this far, 70% of my viewers are not subscribed. So we are at 640 out of the goal of 1,000, which by the start of the NFL season. And yeah, we're streaming usually 3 times a week, sometimes 4 times a week, going on other people's channels. We're absolutely pumping out the content, and really appreciate you guys tuning in with me on an impromptu Friday night stream. Always a great time in the chat. You guys keep it light, keep it fun, and love the community we're building. So really appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your Friday night. Stay safe and have a good weekend. Thanks, everyone.